Hello there, Scorpio, Scorpio Rising, and of course all of you Scorpio Moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting February 3rd, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below. And so without further ado, let's move on to what's going on with your astrology this week. Well, on Monday, we've actually got Venus, planet of love, affection, harmony, and favor in your 5th house of love, romance, your relationships with your children, and your creative pursuits, forming a gorgeous sextile to Saturn, the planet of restriction, sometimes inhibitors, but all the while discipline and maturity in your 3rd house of communications, pacts, promises, and commitments. And with Venus sextile to Saturn, what can often happen is that we see an influence from our 5th house, so one of our kids, a lover, a prospective lover, or somebody that we're working with, alleviate some kind of strain, some kind of block, or some kind of challenge presented to us in our 3rd house, which can relate to maybe contracts we're tied into, agreements, or our peer group. And with Venus sextile to Saturn, this could be getting past some kind of limitation. This could be giving us a way around a certain kind of person, or something that could even be getting in the way of us having the connection, the relationship, or the pursuit that we want. This is presented by somebody that we have a deep affection for, and somebody that is ultimately going to be doing this as a sign of their deep affection for us. On Wednesday, we've got Mercury, planet of communications, haste, and speed, in that 5th house of love, romance, and your relationships with your kids and creative pursuits, forming a very powerful sextile to Uranus, which is actually in your 7th house of partnerships, the area that rules your closest one-on-one relationships. That's your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, and your roommate. All the people you spend your closest one-on-one time with. And with Mercury sextile to Uranus, something is sort of at random becoming the next step of what that kind of relationship is. Now with Mercury sextile Uranus, things go very quickly, and there's a chance that this could actually still be good for it to go faster than it normally would. Mercury is in a helpful connection to Uranus, but it's important that we do our due diligence. Mercury and Uranus need to be working together, not one person leading it, not one person doing all the work, not one person deferring to the other person either. Because with Mercury sextile to Uranus, there is a breakthrough in a relationship, or if this is a new relationship opportunity, maybe meeting somebody new sometime between Wednesday and Thursday, you will notice things are already getting off to a quick space because we're actually really connecting on deeper, quicker levels. So there's a chance that this could absolutely build some fast chemistry. Just be smart and be careful about it though. Okay, there's a difference between evolving quickly into a well-rounded connection, well-rounded relationship, or evolving a current relationship into something that is sort of a higher octave of itself, because Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury. It's one thing to have that happen quickly in a natural process with everyone mindfully, intentionally on board. It's another thing just to do it to be random and not pay any attention and to just kind of manically lose control. So we don't want that last part. But we do have a chance to actually see and experience something that is a bit of an adventure in the making. Now, before we move on to the cards, I want to remind everybody that, yes, well, if you have any questions about what videos you should be watching or how to find them, check the down bar below this video. And if you can't see a down bar because you're on a mobile device, look at that arrow that you can click on and opens up the down bar next to the title. So, moving on. What's going on here at your cards? Well, this whole top row here, the spiritual themes, we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse, and that's sort of setting the whole thing up. And the Knight of Wands reversed is ultimately kind of asking you to change how you express your lack of interest, your lack of investment, or maybe lack of desire to participate or continue to keep something going. Because with the Knight of Wands reversed, what can often happen is that we have something that we need to pay attention to. we are falling out of love with a certain activity, or maybe we're no longer interested in hanging out with a certain friend, or something is no longer compatible with us. And the Knight of Wands reversed is not kidding themselves. Nobody's making it up. That's absolutely what's going on. But with the Knight of Wands reversed, what the temptation can be is to kind of bail, not really attempt to remedy the situation. And because the influx of the Queen of Swords is all about taking control, getting things back on track, cutting out the BS, there's a lot of situations here this week where a lot of you Scorpio people are going to need to see, well, how do I do this without throwing the baby out with the bathwater? Because with the Knight of Wands reversed, in a lot of cases, we honor the experience of maybe no longer being interested in what we're doing for a job, or what we're doing for a certain friend, or, again, people we're hanging out with, who we're spending time with. But at the same time, we kind of just disappear from something that could be fixed or something that could be corrected. And the Queen of Swords is the alternative to that. Because the Queen of Swords is about you taking control of things that have gotten a little bit out of control. They've either gone pear-shaped, or they're about to go in that direction. Or with the Queen of Swords, in a lot of cases, we are getting rid of energies that are detracting from the best it could be. And that applies to all areas of your life, right? The influx card comes in and hits all areas. We talk about love, money, social life, health, all of it. So instead of letting ourselves get distracted, maybe window shopping for something else, leaving things unfinished, or throwing the baby out with the bathwater, we want to see what we can do to just sort of commandeer control of a situation that's lost control. Because the outflux with the Five of Pentacles is indicating here that there is an opportunity to lose a drain, to lose a burden, to lose something that is a detractor in your life, something that is actually becoming costly, something that is becoming a bit of a void or a vacuum for your time, energy, and resources. And I think a lot of it has to do with taking a step away from, look, I'm not going to run away and lose all my stuff, but I'm not going to sit here and let things be as they are and let it gobble it all up either. I'm going to embody the Queen of Swords energy. I am going to start cutting the BS. Because with the outflux of the Five of Pentacles, we're also seeing that it might just be that things have kind of lost their way because nobody knew what way it was going. Maybe everyone was giving too much deference to other people. Maybe everyone was kind of waiting for somebody else to step up and take the lead or take control. You know, sometimes even as adults, we will look around if we are not sure of ourselves in a given situation and look for another adult in the room. Even though we all could be 35, 45, 65, we all look for the other adult in the room. It's important, though, with the Queen of Swords that you, Scorpio, Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, take up that cup this week. Because you're going to be also seeing that a lot of people that may be detracting or maybe not know what to do or letting things go a little off the rails are doing it because they don't know what the solution is. They don't know what to do. And if they don't know what to do, they don't want to take a risk. Well, somebody needs to. Somebody needs to take control of the wheel. If it's already about to go over the cliff, who cares if you mess up, right? Somebody's got to do something. When it comes to the bottom row, the mundane, we've got the material concerns of the King of Swords in reverse. And this week, a lot of you Scorpio people are going to be needing to do some serious corrective work. I'm actually seeing with the King of Swords in reverse, there seems to be some kind of revelation of something being mishandled, something being misdirected. I'm not sure if this is professionally or financially. Somebody has not been exactly forthright with why they're doing it or why they're doing it that way. It could be they're just trying to cover themselves. They're in trouble, but that's also creating trouble for other people. Some people don't like to admit out loud when they've lost control. Some people don't know when to ask for help. And remember, the King of Swords reversed usually shows up when a person or maybe a couple of people are essentially, well, trying to live a lie. They're trying to hide something. They're trying to maybe protect themselves by keeping up a veneer of control when they don't have it. Now, this can absolutely be something that we can correct. We've got our Queen of Swords up here, the perfect counterpart, but we have to step in and check. Do you really know what you're doing? Is everything really okay? Are you gaslighting the crap out of everyone by saying everything's fine, you're living your best life, when actually it's going down in flames? This is something to pay attention to, because this King of Swords reverse could be a boss, they could be a landlord, they could be a coworker, somebody handling finances with us. We need to be able to step in and help, because we may find that we are also going to be able to correct and fix and reverse as well. When it comes to the external, when it comes to friends, when it comes to relatives, other people in your life, we've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. A lot of you Scorpio people are going to be having opportunities for returns in your life, getting people back, people that resonate with you, people that really connect with you, people that have maybe taken a trip, or maybe had space taken for whatever reason, right? People have all kinds of reasons that they kind of grow apart for a little while, or maybe not grow apart, but circumstances pull us all over, moves, marriages, new jobs, all kinds of things like that. And with the Eight of Cups reversed, there's somebody homeward bound. I'm not sure if this is a friend or a relative or a different kind of connection, but you're welcoming somebody back into your life, somebody that held a very special spot and probably is still a tenant in your heart somewhere, back into your life. And I like that for you, because I feel like this is also a chance for you to establish or reestablish a stronger sense of team, a stronger sense of camaraderie around yourself. Clearly you're stepping up as somebody to fix a situation where nobody qualified is doing anything, and people who are unqualified are not doing anything either. So you are, again, you're kind of the conquering hero this week, but you do have some support with capable, highly capable people from your past returning to you. When it comes to your relationships, when it comes to love, when it comes to romance, well, we've got the Fool in reverse. And with the Fool in reverse, it does look like a lot of you Scorpio people are getting a chance to do something completely brand new with your love life that may actually feel a little bit haphazard. It may feel a little bit scary. Mercury sextile Uranus, we talked about some very fast changes, and possibly a lover even giving us incentive, or a potential new suitor giving us incentive to even do that. Now, of course, don't take on, risks that are silly or, or hazardous or putting anybody at risk. Common sense should not be a disclaimer I have to enforce, but anyway, with the Fool card reversed, in a lot of cases, what can often happen is that we're having our trust tested, our ability to trust tested, and possibly our partners as well. In a lot of cases, something very good could happen. It's sort of that, what if it goes wrong? Well, what if it goes right kind of questions we have to ask ourselves. This may not necessarily be something that speaks our language or the language of certain priorities that we are confronting or dealing with right now, but it is something a lot of you might want to consider entertaining, even if you choose to take it slower than the rush of Mercury sextile Uranus. You don't have to capitulate to astrology, okay? But this is something that's helping you break away from a status quo that both you and this new person, or both you and this current partner, could sorely use a break from. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, just go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com.